Welcome to my channel. It's all about my dogs and cats. It's informational videos, but it's also going to be fun and silly, so stick around. Because having animals is fun and silly, but you do have to know a lot about them to have them and properly take care of them. So this channel is going to be realistic, is going to have informative videos, but it's also going to be silly and fun. So I'm going to introduce you to all the animals that I currently have. So this cat that you've been seeing is Panther. She's a female. She's just a black and white domestic short hair cat. And domestic short hair cats are pretty much just the short hair cat, like house cats that don't really have a breed, like the cats you would find in a shelter, like just the commonly known house cat, So that's what she is. And by the way, that's what all my cats are. So, yeah, don't ask their breed. This is Deva. She's 6 or 7 years old. We've had her since our old house. We brought her to this house in a U-Haul with our other animals. But she is the oldest cat and actually the oldest animal that we have here. She's my first cat that was just my cat. And, I'll admit, I was probably a little too young to have a cat back then, but she's very well taken care of now. Actually, my first cat that was just my cat was a cat named Paul's, but we don't have him anymore. She was my first female cat that was just my cat. I love her so much. She's so sweet. This is Moose. I call her Baby Moosey. She's actually Panther's mom, and Deva is actually Moose's mom. So yeah, that's why they're all black and white. And all my cats are black and white except for my one black cat. And I told my parents that I just need one white cat, one completely white cat now, to finish the cat family. Those cats that were loose, they really enjoy being loose, but I worry about their safety with like wild animals, predators at night, because cats are small creatures. Like raccoons and possums are usually bigger than cats. So, and Panther and Bandit are really small cats too. And Moose is a pretty small cat too. So, those other cats that were loose are actually supposed to live in this little cat house, but they escaped. So we're working on fixing it and getting them back in it, but for now they just get fed on the porch and stay loose. I worry about them, so I leave my window in my room open for them. They come and go throughout the night. I can just know that they're safe if I do that. And then this is the cat house, which has my other two cats that haven't been able to escape. So that other black and white one is Yin, and he's my only male cat. And he's not fixed, but the girl cats are not in heat right now. They don't go in heat and fall because the kittens would freeze to death if they did. So we're going to get them fixed, either fixed or separated before before they go in heat. And they need to be fixed anyway because there's health benefits. We just haven't got them fixed yet, but Yin is also Deva's son, and Bandit, that black one is Bandit. Bandit is a boy name, but she's actually a girl cat, because I didn't know the gender when I named her, and Bandit, I just like that for black animals, because black animals look badass. So, Bandit is the girl, and then Yin is the only boy we have. Deva is the mom of both of them. So Deva is the mom of all the cats except for Panther, which Moose is the mom of. And Deva is actually the grandma of Panther. So that's all my cats. And that's also the backstory of why we call Deva Mama Cat sometimes, or Mama Deva. I usually call her Deva Cat, and I usually call Panther Kitty, and I usually call Moose Baby Moosey. I usually call Yin Yinny. I usually call Bandit Baby Bandit. I usually call Tiny Baby Tiny. I usually call Chip Hipster Chipster. I usually call Carter Bubba's, and I usually call Jasper Jasper. And I don't have nicknames for my puppies yet, but now that you met the cats, let's meet the adult dogs and then the puppies. This is Chip. Deva's the oldest animal we have, but Chip's actually the oldest dog we have. And she's actually the mom of all the other dogs, so she gets called Mama Dog sometimes. But I usually just call her Chip, Baby Chippy Girly, or Hipster Chipster, or Chocolate Chip, or Chipotle. She actually has a lot of nicknames. But yeah, this is Chip. She is just my baby. She is my pride and joy. I love this fucking dog. She's very obedient, very good with babies of all kinds. Kittens, puppies, humans. She just loves babies and kids. She's very good with my little nephew. He's 6, but she's known him since he was like 4, I think. And she's just always been really good with him. And she also met this young little kid in a pet store, and she just loved her. She met some kids on the beach who she absolutely adored. And she's been around kittens, newborn kittens the size of a mouse, and not hurt them at all. She's been raised up with other animals since a small puppy, so she's properly socialized. So she's just a very friendly and obedient dog. And she's the only dog that stays in the house all the time. She does go outside in the fence with the other boy dogs, with the 2 boy dogs, to play with them sometimes, but she eats and sleeps in here. And one of the puppies sleeps in here with me and her, but stays outside during the day. And you'll meet him in a few minutes. So that's Chip. And she's the first dog I had that was just my dog instead of a family dog. And I really love her. That's Chip. She's a good girl. Yup, you saw it. This dog, Tiny, right here, goes in and out of the fence because she can jump out. But she's actually been running loose even before we knew she could jump out. We let her run loose because she's a really good dog. She stays right here. She's really friendly. She barks at you at first, but once she gets to know you, she's really nice. She's Chip's daughter from Chip's first litter. Chip is almost 2 years old and has already had 2 litters, one last year and one this year. I know it's not too healthy, but my male dog we had then wasn't fixed because he was the only dog we ever had. And we weren't experienced with dogs really then because he's the only dog we had. So they got pregnant when she was still young. She got pregnant. But we had my first dog, the male, Blitzen. He was an Australian Shepherd, Australian cattle dog mix. We had him for like 11 years, and he was a family dog. And we had him here. We brought him from our old house, and he ran away and never came back. And he's the dad of the first litter of puppies, and he was a good dog. And Tiny is from the first litter of Chip's puppies. And my brother, who lives in the same, town as us, but, he doesn't live with us, but he lives in, the same hometown as us. He, has one dog from each of my dog's litters. Each of Chip's litters, I mean. But anyways, these are the other 2 dogs from her first litter that we kept. Because we have 3 from each litter right now. This is Carter. And then the white dog is Jasper. That's his little toy in his mouth. I finally found a toy that is durable enough for him that he loves. He either doesn't like playing with it or it's not durable enough. He usually just likes the toys that he can tear up. But I'm so glad I have found out what he likes. He likes rope and antler toys. And yeah, so that's Jasper playing with his toy. And this is Carter. And they stay in this big fenced-in area all the time, 24/7. But they have dog houses, and they get fed twice a day, once in the morning, once at night, with their slow feeders. They get their teeth brushed. They get walks. They go to the park. They're very well taken care of, but they do have to sleep outside. But it's not bad to leave your dogs outside, in my opinion, because if you think about it, like a farm dog that has a job to do on the farm, like a livestock guardian dog, always stays outside on the farm because they have a job to do on their farm. And so I really see nothing wrong with having dogs outside because dogs descend from wolves, which are wild animals, and a lot of dogs are bred to stay outside. And the dad of these two dogs was a working dog breed that's meant to stay outside on the farm. He comes from herding dog lines. Their dad was, so they're perfectly fine outside. I wouldn't recommend like having a little chihuahua outside all the time, but I think this is perfectly fine. They're very used to it and they're very happy. And actually staying outside in the cold seasons also prevents fleas because it's too cold for fleas. So I don't really have to treat them for fleas. They've never had fleas either. These two dogs haven't. They're my only two dogs that haven't ever had fleas. And they're very healthy, just like my inside dog. So don't come at me for having my dogs outside in the fence, because they're taking better care of than your dogs probably are, because I'm a dog enthusiast. So Chip had 8 puppies in her first litter, and those were the 3 that we kept. And like I said, my brother has 1 from each of her litters. And now we're going to go show you the last animals, and that's the puppies we have from her second litter. So this is where the little puppies stay. And no, they don't stay in here at night. They sleep in the house at night. They stay out here during the day. But 2 of them sleep in a little cage in the house, and 1 of them has already started his training. The one with the tag and collar and harness. This one, that's Diesel. Yeah, I love him so much. He's the one that's already started his training, that sleeps in the bedroom with me and Chip. But this black and white one, he's a boy, and his name is Coda. Diesel's a boy. Coda's a boy. And then the girl, the little terrier fur, the one with terrier fur like Chip right there, that's Piper. And she's named after Piper from Fallout 4. We had another one named Kate, who was really tiny and cute. And she was named after a Fallout 4 character, too. But we got rid of her. We had 9, and then we kept these 3, and my brother, like I said, kept 1 from each litter. So he has Comet and Bullet. Comet is the one from Chip's first litter, and Bullet is the one from the same litter as these puppies. And we're planning on getting rid of Coda. We've been trying to find him a home. But we may end up having to keep him because we haven't been able to find him a home yet. And I'm definitely keeping Diesel, and I've wanted to keep Piper, but I don't know for sure if I'm keeping Piper or not. But we're trying to get rid of Coda, but we may end up having to keep him because we haven't been able to find him a home. And I'm gonna make sure he gets a good home. If we have to keep him, I'm gonna make sure he gets a good home. I'm not just gonna send him to the pound. So if we can't find a home for him, I'm keeping him. But I'm definitely keeping Diesel. He's the one I wanted to keep from the beginning. And I've wanted to keep Piper for a while, too. I don't know for sure if I'm keeping her or not, but that's why she hasn't started with her training and gotten her tags and stuff yet. That is just because I don't know if my parents are going to let me.